It's time to get hot and bothered.
Oh, my.
You're tuned into the Talking Heat podcast with Hot Sauce Guide and FGC.
Welcome to another episode of Talking Heat. How's everyone doing today?
Happy
Kicking
birthday!
What's cracking?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Kicking
Appreciate
ass,
it.
sea bass.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to introduce Rainer from Chili Mouth Experience. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How's your birthday been?
It's been relaxing. I haven't really done much. I had a busy morning. And then came home and just took a nap, picked up some hot sauce from my P.O. box. Haven't done a whole lot.
Sounds like a good day. Cool.
Yes, it was much needed. Much needed to just get away from the busy go. Turk Slug, what have you been up to?
Same old. We got college students that are in the building now, and I have to work. It was a nice summer where I didn't have to do anything, and now got 318 to 19-year-olds living in a post-pandemic world in a 303-bedroom space. So you can infer, assume, and guess the kind of life that I've been living the past couple weeks. It's been a blast.
Keeps you on your toes, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. The room above us flooded, so we had like a solid week of dehumidifiers and fans going in our space. Our apartment was like 110 degrees in it. It was awful.
If you were to talk to Turkey, it was the worst experience of his life. Like, there's no experience that's been worse than this last week with the dryness and the heat in his apartment.
Hey, we can all have bad days, and we can all have bad vibes, and that was mine.
You're right.
But you know what? We're on the other side of it, and I get to go on vacation in 6 days.
You get to get married.
And the marriage part, that's a part of it, but the real special part is that I get to eat Primanti's twice.
Twice. You've already mapped it out twice. I like it.
We eat Primanti's as soon as we get there, and then we eat Primanti's in the airport before we leave. That's Gabs is all on board and a big fan of the process. Last time I took half my Primanti's on the plane with me and ate it here in Seattle. First ever person that ate Primanti's in Seattle.
I don't think that's true. Like, I want to say it's true for you, but there's just no fucking way that no one's ever taken a Primanti sandwich to Seattle.
Well,
Well,
I'm going to be the first person to do it
tell
twice.
people that. You tell everybody that.
I was afraid you were going to say you ate it on the plane, and I was going to call you one of those people that eat foods that you shouldn't eat on a plane, but that's
It
fine.
wasn't like gefilte fish. It
Yeah.
was a meat and cheese sandwich.
It's a
But if
salami and
Anything
French
that has a
fry.
strong aroma should not be eaten on a plane.
When's the last time you
I
had
just said-
Primanti's? There's no strong aroma. The restaurant stinks. The sandwich don't.
He's an Ohio kid. He doesn't understand.
Grilled cheeses.
I had to sit
Right.
next to someone eating fish tacos on the way to Thailand. That was the worst experience of my life.
See that is awful. Rainer, have you had Primanti's before?
Yeah, I've had Primanti's. I approve of it on a plane.
Yes.
Yes.
My favorite guest. He's our
Yes.
favorite guest so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, enough about us.
Into it.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to you guys all the time. So, Rainer, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I grew up in Virginia Beach, have been living in Austin the past year or so. And let's see, over the last 10 years, I've been working for a D2C mattress company, helping with a number of different channels. So I joined that company pretty early on. And so as an early employee, you do a number of things. And so that acquainted me with kind of selling products online. And that's part of how Chili came about. I knew I wanted to kind of start my own thing. And we can get more into like the launching of Chili, but that's me. Outside of work and selling toothpaste, big into surfing, so living in Austin, Texas has been tough, but there's direct flights to Costa Rica and Mexico and places where the waves get good. So that's me.
How often do you catch a flight out to Costa Rica or Mexico to surf?
Since I've lived here, we've gone down to Costa Rica. Well, no, we've gone down to Panama. I haven't been to Costa Rica since I've lived here, but I've been there 5-6 times. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
cool.
So
That's
what's
a
your
hobby.
favorite part? Yeah, what's your favorite part about surfing, or what got you into surfing?
I mean, growing up in Virginia Beach, as far as the East Coast goes, Virginia Beach isn't great, but you drive 2.5 hours south to the Outer Banks where you've got, Hatteras and Frisco and Nags Head and all of that. And that's kind of like an East Coast mecca. But friends, family, it's kind of just by acquaintance, something you do in the area, especially when the waves get good, you've got to get out there. Just an outdoor person too, in general. So when I went to college up in Charlottesville, there's lots of the Appalachian, so constantly hiking every weekend and all that. So, yeah. And Turk, I love Seattle and like Portland in part because you drive to the west coast of Portland, Oregon, and it's like gorgeous. I'm a big Goonies fan, so
Okay.
yeah, that's where like Cannon Beach, that's where or Astoria,
Yeah.
that's where it was filmed, and so to like check out those kind of scenes, looking out over the mountain, it's like, okay, this is a lot like the film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sweet being able to drive 1 hour south, and I'm like in the mountains in like a dense forest, and then 1 hour west, and I'm like in the ocean, and like having like these like cool like rock formations and everything, and like that kind of look like there's like secret caves and stuff built into them. It's pretty rad. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
If you drive an hour west, don't you need a submarine? You can't be that far from the water.
I am, and yeah, where we are, yeah.
No.
If we
All right.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, it might even be 2 hours because the whole Olympic National Forest is west of where we are. Because there's the Sound, so there's like
Yeah,
water
okay.
at our feet, but to get to the actual ocean, it's about 2 hours.
Fair enough. I just
No.
think of Seattle having water, and it just
I mean, it is ocean water. I mean, it is some of it. I don't know what they call whenever
Is it
freshwater brackish. There you go. Yeah, I had to Google that recently because Kylo drank a lot of it, and we're like, oh, is this guy gonna die or what? Because
Fucking
he's got so
dog.
many issues. Yeah, so we had to Google how much brackish water he could drink before I had to call the vet. Yeah,
I saw you feeding him, so he's good. He made it.
yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he made it. He's okay.
Yeah. Where are you guys based, Slug and Mark?
I am currently in Kansas City. Well, Lawrence, Kansas, where the University of Kansas is, but I just say Kansas City because it's 20 minutes away. So I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, but I currently live in Kansas City.
Okay.
And I'm northwest Pennsylvania, so I'm like an hour and a half north of Pittsburgh, 45 minutes south of Erie. So I'm just in the middle of nowhere. I'm in like farm country,
Yeah.
woods everywhere. No, they've got to drive like quarter mile to get to a paved road.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
He's not lying. I'm surprised my GPS got me to his house.
Hey, the road's been there forever, all right? There's signs. Well, there used to be a sign. But the roads are good. It's just they're not paved.
There's a
I'm a country
handwritten
Hampton.
There's a handwritten sign on the front of his road with a phone number to sign up for internet.
Internet, I think it's misspelled. Like it's all scammed. And there's no internet. When you call it, there's no internet. They're selling you like cell phones.
Oh, you tried. You were looking for
Oh, yeah.
some better.
Yeah, because we had we had the crappiest internet on the block, so that's the only thing that would be serviceable in our area. So when we see a sign, even if it looks like it's a scam, we're gonna try it because anything's better than nothing.
Hey,
Sometimes if you called Slug, you would actually get the dial-up tone from AOL back in the day. Like that would just be the sound you hear before you would answer.
That's so funny. Well, Elon Musk might be hooking you up soon with Starlink.
Well, he's supposed to, but he didn't. All right, yeah, he took our $500 and didn't
that's
deliver
a-
that.
That's a
fucking
sore
shit.
subject. That's a sore subject because they did pay for that, and it just
Yeah.
has not shown up.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
came. It kept getting further and further and further down the line, and finally, somebody from the internet cable company moved in on our road, and he's like, "That's bullshit." So he did the work himself. He got in trouble with the company, so he started running wires because he's like, "There's no way I'm working for your company, and you're not going to give me the internet that I work for." So like, well, I guess since you did it, bam, now everybody on the street has great internet. I love that man. That man's getting a Christmas card.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for the rest of my life, he gets a Christmas card.
Cool.
Rainer, I want to know, what did you go to college for? You mentioned going to the university.
Yeah. I studied environmental science. At one point, I wanted to go to med school. That didn't quite work out, but and then I got my master's in business administration.
There we go. I like that.
Nice.
I'm sure that's helped quite a bit in starting your own business.
Definitely.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
That's good.
What are you teaching there in Seattle?
So I teaching life, I guess. I'm a resident director for UW is Tacoma campus. So I basically just teach life. They get in trouble, or if they deal with whatever they have
He's the housing
issues.
guy.
Yeah, I'm the
residence
housing
life.
guy, so just work with them on what it's like to be a young adult
Okay.
and first time away from home.
Yeah. Okay. So you're dealing with like people in dorms, newer students. Okay. And you mentioned
Yeah.
going back like post pandemic. So do you feel like they're partying more than, they're ready to rave?
I might write a dissertation on this because I think it's 50-50. I think we have 50% of the students who have not had any social interaction, who are scared to completely like socialize or don't know how to socialize. And then you have the ones that haven't had it and they're doing absolutely everything they can, and they're like over socializing and like doing too much and not understanding boundaries and norms. And so like I don't think there's a real middle ground yet. I think they're learning their middle ground on being a little too cray or a little too like shy and not knowing how to like talk. I had to teach this is a detraction from what we're talking about, but I had to teach a student how to say goodbye after like a conversation, just because they just like, I guess, haven't had a lot of phone conversations. I guess it's always just been on like Zoom or whatever, but like multiple times the student had called me and like they were not saying bye, they just left dead air. And like just stopped talking after we engaged in our conversation. I was like, okay, if there's anything else, let me know by saying bye, so that way I can. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, bye. And it wasn't like I don't know. It was. That's the year 2022 in a post-pandemic world, I guess. It's just kind of relearning everything, and now is the time to be a bit interested in behavioral theories and therapy and all that kind of stuff, to kind of see what you can deduce from this pandemic world. I'm gonna write so many books.
Well,
Turk did a really good job in college making sure he kind of got hands-on experience with every probably difficult situation that he is now helping kids through as the adult.
Hey, I'm a professional narc because I know how to do it all. I learned as a young man and as a young adolescent how to do everything that you shouldn't do, and so now I try to teach my ways and get people to learn their lessons early.
Well, I'd be stoked to have you as my resident advisor. You seem cool, not out to get anyone and screw them over. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, that's what I like to do. Is just I'm here to help you, not here to ruin your day. Let's just learn and have good times, good vibes. I want good vibes. You got to learn. Yeah. It's what college is for. It's not all classes. It's about learning how to be an adult, learning how to exist in a new world. So you can't do that without making some mistakes.
Definitely.
For sure. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Mark.
so I want to know, how did we go from working for 10 years for the same company and studying environmental science to making this?
Yeah. So, I've always had kind of this entrepreneurial bug and wanted to start a D2C company, but wanted it to be something different, something new. There's, so many of the same products out there. And for like a year, this idea of just a different toothpaste stuck with me. I was just, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, brushing my teeth with Colgate, Crest, whatever's out there. And I was like, this kind of sucks, like I just stopped and thought about it for the first time ever and was like, this is pretty lame. As someone who likes, anything intense, whether it's spicy food or, fireballs, whatever, there could be more to this or something more flavorful. And so I couldn't let it go. And I just was like, all right, I'm going to try and make this happen. Maybe there's a reason why there's not a spicy toothpaste out there, but let's give it a shot. And so, yeah, I started down this path of the development and creating the branding and all of that to finally getting it online.
Just love it. You said F the status quo, forget your Colgate or your Crest. You're putting in your Desitin. You're putting a fourth option on the market. I love it. Now, I've not tried it, but I did smell it. It smells spearminty. So you did stick with the mint. So can you tell us a little bit about your R&D? How did you go, I want a unique toothpaste. Let's try spice, yet also minty.
Yeah. I mean, I was back and forth between this idea of, do we just go with an extremely minty toothpaste? And I'm like, well, a lot of toothpaste out there claim to be very minty, and that's kind of normal, and it's going to be tough to make it stand out. Let's and then the other idea on the table was, do we make it spicy? And so went that route. Let's throw some. At the time, I didn't know what, we actually started. So the way it works is, toothpaste is not one of those things like hot sauce where you can kind of get in your kitchen and whip it up. Maybe you can, but you're going to only get so far. You actually need, chemists to help you through that process. And so I worked with a formula house that specializes in toothpaste, and they were like, we've never heard of this. And I was like, okay, again, that's either a good sign or bad sign, but let's go for it. And so we started searching for what could make it spicy. And we started with like a capsaicin extract that it sounds intense, but it wasn't that intense. It didn't make it spicy enough. And it also turned the toothpaste like this weird pink color. And then so it was like, okay, what do we do next? And we ended up with ghost pepper powder flakes, and there's was also Reaper flakes. That was a little too much, so the R&D process was interesting. Yeah. Like as far as getting that spice level right, which is a tough thing to do, right? Even to this day, we have people say, oh, I wish it was spicier, which in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so you're not going to buy anymore because it's not spicy enough, but you're probably not going to find a spicier toothpaste on the market. And then we have people that say, like, usually friends and family that bought it to kind of just like appease me, say, oh, it's too spicy for me. People that, like hot sauce, like you all typically jive with the heat level. Anyways, that was like an interesting part of the R&D process, trying to figure out and hone in that heat level.
did you try it yourself by just fingering it up and putting it right in your mouth? Or is there a special testing? Is there a procedure to testing the toothpaste?
Yeah, I mean, there probably is, which is get a bunch of samples and hand them out to a bunch of people. But I was like, I don't have time. Let's do this quick. I'll be the one to kind of be the judge of like whether this is good or not. Yeah. And so I didn't really follow protocol there. I just gave it a shot and then wrote out my notes and feedback to the people I was working with. Yeah.
Did you experiment with, and maybe this is down the line, but did you experiment with other flavors, or were you only going for mint, and or have you thought about doing other flavors with spice and or other peppers?
Yeah, definitely. So I've found, and you guys are probably more so experts on this, but as far as flavor goes, wanted to veer away from like a true pepper flavor because people say, oh, Reapers and ghost peppers and, they say, or just super hots in general, they're like earthy flavor, but I think what they're really describing is it doesn't always taste great. Like the heat, you get that endorphin rush. You love the spice and the heat, but the flavor isn't necessarily great. So I didn't want it to be ghost pepper flavored. And I wanted to make that clear on the tube that it was mint flavored just with kind of a afterburn. And then it's been interesting because I've learned that like a lot of people don't like mint toothpaste. You have a lot of people out there that are like, oh, watermelon. I use kids' toothpaste because I just don't like mint. And when I say a lot, I think it's like a subset of people that have reached out and said, hey, like I use kids' toothpaste. I wish it wasn't mint. I wish it was something else. But there's certainly been ideas of, a cinnamon flavor, or people have thrown out the ideas of like, why don't you use like wasabi root for the heat or some stuff like that. And as far, one on the flavor piece, it's a little tough because MOQs for toothpaste are pretty large because again, you can't whip it up in your kitchen. You've got to go to a huge manufacturer and they deal with the big guys. And so if you're a small guy, they're like, hey, we want to help here, but you have to hit this MOQ. So for me to switch to say a cinnamon flavor right off the bat, we'd have to, raise money or something like that. But as far as different peppers go, there's probably more interest in going that route, like adjusting the heat level. So having a medium where we're at now, entry, or maybe even no heat and just extremely minty, and then like a step up in heat. So that would be like a Reaper instead of a ghost pepper or something like that. I think that's kind of interesting because that's our angle, right? Spicy. So yeah. Kind of a rant there, but that
that's like, I always bring this up when I'm talking with like the creators of the hot sauces, and like I reference like A Beautiful Mind, like how like they just like piece these different things together, and like it's cool to just see like peel the skin back there and like look at all the different pieces and like. Yeah, because like we talk to guys all the time, and we're like, "Yeah, I just started in my kitchen." You can't start in your kitchen, so like that would I mean, you could probably figure something out, but I don't think I don't know if you'd be allowed to say that out loud, but like yeah, so it's really really cool to just like peel back the onion and to see the different kind of things that that go into it. And I initially, like when I first heard about Chili Mouth, I initially was like, oh, like cinnamon toothpaste, and then it's just kicked up. But then when I had it and it was mint, I was like, whoo, that's great, because I'm not a big cinnamon guy. Like Big Red Gum sucked. I hated it. I was like, so like to me, I like the fact that it is mint and mint focused and very mint forward, because I wouldn't vibe well personally with. I'd be that vocal minority that telling you to make watermelon toothpaste, saying like, get this cinnamon out of here. That'd be me.
Yeah, we wanted to be careful because spicy toothpaste is already crazy enough, right? So we didn't want to like get too crazy with the flavor, and mint is kind of people's go-to. Yeah,
That's the only thing that should be mint. You should never have mint with your chocolate or in any other dish. Mint should only be toothpaste and gum.
yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah,
If you couldn't tell, Slug feels a very special way about peppermint patties and
garbage. I hate
mint chocolate chip ice cream.
okay.
Disgusting. If you paint it green, it tastes like toothpaste. Get it the fuck out. But again, why did things we only want? I just watched an episode of, or was told about the episode of Adam Ruins Everything. Mouthwash doesn't even do what you think it does. It kills the good and bad bacteria. So there's only like one mouthwash on the market that is recommended by dentists, and it doesn't burn at all. So like everything we think we know about life is wrong.
Yeah.
You don't need mouthwash to burn it. You don't need toothpaste to taste like mint. You just need it to clean.
Correct.
So if you want to make me a spicy peppered flavored mango habanero toothpaste that just tastes like hot sauce, as long as it cleans my teeth, man, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But you're right, you can't just go out there with that cavalier attitude because people are these sheeple, if you will. They want their spearmint and their peppermint toothpaste.
Yeah,
but I love this idea.
I've recently like learned a little bit about where mint came from. I think really early on, toothpaste, not mint where it came from, but mint and toothpaste. Toothpaste didn't have mint, and then I think Pepsodent was the first one, and it's like the first one to really take off. And people really like that mint feeling. It made your mouth feel extra clean and crisp. And honestly, I get that feeling like the mint, the extra menthol plus the heat, I feel like adds another layer of feeling even fresher. I mean, Turkey said you
Sterile,
through a heated tube, like personally, I've only gone back to like regular toothpaste maybe once or twice in the past year just because I forgot my toothpaste at home, but I was like, didn't really feel fresh afterwards. I feel like the heat helps with that.
Yeah, there's like, so it was actually like I ran out of the tubes that I had, and then I knew that I had this coming up, and I didn't know what our plan was. So like I didn't know if I was gonna crack it open on screen like a soda, like that kind of vibe. Like I didn't know what the expectations were. So I haven't used this, and the last couple of days I've been using just whatever the fiance had, because she can't do heat. So this is she tried this and was like, she was like, "Whew, it's good." She's like, "But
I can't wait to try it." I think I don't have a high tolerance, but I think I do. So I'm excited.
So so I did use. Oh no,
we lost him.
We're back. We're good. All right. I'd
Cool.
saying you're working good
I have
now
to
on
tell
my
you-
end.
I just tried one of the toothpicks for the first time, and they're delicious. Well, I guess
Oh,
as
you've never
delicious
had
as a
one.
toothpick would be, but like that was enjoyable.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I wanted. So first off, I'll finish what I was saying so we can bounce back and get back in the vibe. What I was saying is I agree with you that there is just something about other toothpaste that just doesn't feel as clean now. So I was using whatever my fiance had purchased and what she had just on stock, because I was using her bathroom as well because of the flooding, and it just didn't feel as clean. So like whenever I in the morning, I just like there's just something about that little bit of burn. I think that little bit of sting, like on the gums or whatever, that just makes my mouth feel cleaner. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. Using this just definitely has that vibe.
Yeah, you're addicted. It's like
It is. I love it. I did have a question, and feel free, just because we're learning the science or learning the behind the scenes. What I know that I remember reading on your website that you can't say it prevents cavities because it doesn't have fluoride in it, and because the FDA rules and all that kind of stuff. Is it what is the reason that there's no fluoride in it? Is it because, like, I don't know, I've read things on the internet and seen things on the internet that fluoride just doesn't really have that many health benefits. What is the reason for that? And then I guess if the reason for that it kind of compounds with your desire to be like natural with like paraben free and all that stuff, can you elaborate and share about that process as well?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists that is pure like anti-fluoride. I think during the R&D process, it was something kind of like thought a lot about, lost a little bit of sleep over, even like, do we put fluoride in it or not? And so this is one place where I did do a lot of research and even talk to dentists about like, okay, if we don't put fluoride in it, what are your thoughts? Is this in the world? And the feedback I was getting, even from dentists, is like, look, most municipalities have fluoride in the water. You get fluoride from other things you intake, and so it's not a big deal. You'll get enough fluoride. So we decided not to put it in. There was an extra cost to that, and so the cost of the product to the consumer would be higher, but that was whatever. If fluoride is needed, then we would go that route, but based on the feedback we were getting, we didn't feel like we needed to. And now, one angle that we're pushing, which is interesting, is that capsaicin, there's been studies that have been done on capsaicin and its ability to kill what's called Streptococcus mutans, or S mutans, which is the bacteria in your mouth that cause bad breath and tooth decay. So that's like super interesting, right? That's, to me, fascinating. And I've kind of used myself as like a test case too, because I've brushed solely with chili over the last year and haven't had a cavity. So I think, there's so many other factors too that go into how often you get cavities too, like a good diet. There's things that you wouldn't think cause cavities, like eating a lot of Cheez-Its or something like that, can actually cause as much cavities as candies, because the crackers have a lot of carbs in it. It sticks to your teeth. The carbs turn into sugar and can cause cavities. So anyways, doesn't have fluoride. That's kind of the reasoning why. And capsaicin does have some powerful benefits. So, yeah.
I was going to ask that.
Oh, sorry. It was just it's just that I've never spoken to anybody in my life that has made a toothpaste. So it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, my fiance's dad will swear that fluoride is going to have some negative repercussion on your life kind of thing. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just choosing him. But like, you know what I mean? So like, it's just it's just a question. Yeah.
You see a lot of brands, whether it's Tom's or David's or Hello, a lot of them have a fluoride and non-fluoride version, and that's kind of the angle we're pushing right now, is the non-fluoride natural side. It doesn't have SLS or parabens, and Slug, it sounds like you've done your research on mouthwashes. I mean, those things are in mouthwashes as well, which can dry out your mouth, and that's the last thing you want to, because a dry mouth is a place where these sort of bacteria can grow as well. And that's another added benefit of, I sound like I'm preaching here, but another added benefit of capsaicin, you've probably noticed when you eat a hot pepper, your mouth starts to water as a reaction to it. And that's your mouth, kind of its instinctual reaction to like push the heat out. And so your mouth waters when it comes across capsaicin, leaving you with a moist mouth, which is good.
Yeah. And then I want to also co-sign you, Hot Sauce Guide. The toothpick is absolutely phenomenal. I know that on the tube that it says like 5 to 7 minutes per side, kind of to like, and so I wanted to kick it in before we started doing stuff. And it tastes great. My mouth is nice and moist. It's doing its job.
Yeah, a little numbing.
Yeah, little tingle, little numb. I love it. Yeah.
Do you get a little? My lips are now a little tingly, which is really cool.
I'm a big fan. Growing up, I was always chewing on something like a pen or like it was just one of my little. These are great, and I'm glad I now have a tube of them.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a secondary follow-up product. And the whole thing with chili is just something different, right? You know, and we found a supplier of these, and we like, this was actually something I tried to make in my kitchen. I'm like, oh, maybe I can just try and throw some of these things together. But no, we've been working with someone, and top secret, just like started working on it this week. We have a spicy version coming out, so those are going to be good.
So why? Okay, well, like, what made you say toothpicks also need to be reinvented, and instead of a spicy toothpick, we need a mouth-numbing? What was your thought process there? Did you have in mind, this is what I need the toothpick for, or did you just want something crazy off the wall?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of both. Part of it, like, is the business side of me. You know, we like, it's better to have a high AOV on your site because that higher AOV can offset some of, you know, like the shipping costs and things like that. So you can absorb that sort of stuff more. And it's like, okay, well, a toothbrush goes good with toothpaste, but are we going to reinvent the toothbrush right now? Or a mouthwash does. The MOQ is tough. So there was like a long list of products that, you know, we thought we could like help boost that AOV, average order value, but we came across this, the MOQ was right. And it was, again, something disruptive, you know, something different that I had never seen out there. So it kind of checked a lot of boxes. Yeah.
Well, then, like, hot sauce guy, I'm ready when you say the word. I want to try this, and so I want to try brushing my teeth so I can then get to the toothpick, and I want to know if I'm doing it right, because I didn't know that I needed a user manual on how to use a toothpick. Like, I thought, you know, you put it in, you pick on it, but no, these are sucking on toothpicks and chewing on tooth. I don't even know.
Well, when you
My
put it in your
world is-
mouth, you'll realize why. It literally tastes. It's like, it's cool. It's cool. You know, when you put a toothpick in your mouth, it just literally tastes like
It's a toothpick, 'cause that's what you're supposed to put it in to pick your teeth. That's why it's called a toothpick.
I think
now
you
this
should do
is,
the
next
toothpick
level.
first, because the toothpaste is going to probably for multiple minutes overpower if you try the toothpick. So you should try the toothpick first.
Will the toothpick numb me so I don't get the heat? Because I want the heat.
No,
The
toothpaste. The toothpaste is hotter. So if you do that first, you're not really gonna, and it's extremely minty or fresh, so you're not gonna taste the toothpick if you do the toothpick second.
Okay. I mean, this shit sounds ass backwards, but it's your show, so we'll go toothpick first, then we'll brush our teeth. I'm just glad I ate dinner first. I'm glad I ate my dinner before I start doing all this stuff to my mouth. All right, let's see. Hannah took the lid off for me. Let's see how I'm sitting with these open. Is it a pop top?
Yeah, pop top. You kind of squeeze it. Yeah, you're just in for a mouth explosion of craziness, numbing, heat, menthol. But yeah, the toothpick, you've got to, like Turk was saying, you got to give it a couple minutes to get that numbing effect.
I got to say, as a man that maybe for a period in his life smoked cigarettes and loved menthol, and really the cigarette was just a delivery device for the menthol, and now as a wizened sage who absolutely hates that, I gotta say the menthol in the toothpaste is like chef's kiss. Like, I absolutely love it, and like I think I smoke cigarettes just for the menthol, and now I can brush my teeth for it, and I do brush my teeth multiple times a day just to like get that feeling, that little. So
nice.
I would like to just shout out and say,
do I lick it, or I just suck on it, or I bite it? What am I doing?
You bite a little bit of it, bite it for a little bit, like toss it, like roll it around in your teeth a little bit, and then you just kind of and then just suck on one of the ends. Yeah, you're making this way more complicated than it needs to be.
Bro, I didn't know. I don't know. I don't fucks with toothpicks, so it's
and
like
then you just tuck it. Just tuck it, like, I don't know, like just
it's
tuck
got
it.
flavor.
And then
I'm licking the shit out of it now. It's got some flavor.
Yeah, and then you just tuck it and leaving it off to the side while you talk. It's I'm
Well, while we're
fully
talking,
cool.
I got some questions. You know, this is the first time we ever did toothpaste guy. However, you like heat. So I'll ask you a little bit of hot sauce question. Like, do you like hot sauce and spicy foods?
Yeah, I do. I can't eat like Reapers. I might kind of draw the line at like a ghost pepper hot sauce. But I like, step downs from that to step downs, whatever that up to ghost pepper is probably where I'm good.
Have you tried any of the hot sauces that Hot Sauce Guide has reviewed?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, you've reviewed.
Most
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He says probably he's a hot sauce guy. If he's like, no, then we know this dude only eats Tabasco.
What's your go-to? Like, what's like what's
in the fridge right now or on the
What's
counter?
in the fridge that you go to regularly?
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys are tight with Sam, the Hoss. So love his sauces. Taiga style is like has been one of my go-tos since meeting him. I've gotten tight with Severe Foods. I don't know if you know Josue, but yeah, so he's here in Austin. And so lately I've been throwing his Poblano hot sauce on tacos. He's got some unique flavors. Tonight with dinner, I had Elijah's Ghost Pepper X on my tuna steak. But yeah. So those are kind of top of mind. I'd say one thing that's been cool about this whole experience is like how tight you guys are. The hot sauce community and spicy food community is tight and close knit, and like getting to know some of you guys. And by the way, like, thank you all so much for the help and support getting Chili off the ground, because you guys wrote the reviews, and I think people really trust your reviews, which were honest and turned out to be great. I'm glad you like the product, but so that's all been like an exciting part of this journey.
Yeah, the chili heads are the spice lovers are interesting community. You should. I don't know how you market and sell, but I think that just go to like New Mexico or like one of those like fiery food festival kind of things just once, see how it goes, because it was wild. Everyone was like super like friendly, and like it was really cool to just vibe, and I feel like you would 100% stand out and blow people's minds. I don't know, have you done anything like that? Have you gone to like any shows or festivals? Are you allowed to do that? I don't know, since it's a different world.
Yeah, definitely. I think I saw pictures of that. I was jealous you guys were all together. That looked like a lot of fun. I actually did my first one with Severe, the Austin Hot Sauce Festival. So I didn't have a booth, but I tagged along with him and was kind of just handing out toothpaste. And I've had some people that set up these hot sauce festivals reach out to try and get me to, get a booth. And I want to. It's like top of mind for me, because that's the target demo I'm going after. And I think, like you said, it would stand out and hopefully drive some recurring sales, but kind of yet to like take the leap. Buy the banners and the tent and all that, and make the trip. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we end up going to New Mexico again, I will just stand at your booth and just brush my teeth all day, and for everybody just be like, what the hell is that fat white guy doing? And it's just like, go down there, go right there, just go right there.
Cool, thanks, sounds good.
My lips are tingling.
I was gonna say, let's check in. It's been 4 minutes. How's your mouth?
It's weird that there's some lips. I mean, it tastes like mint, but there's some key parts of my lips that are just going zzz.
I love it. I love it. It's very similar, and I don't like saying this because, but people that have experienced that lifestyle are gonna know. But there's like, when you smoke a cigarette, you get like a little buzz, or when you have, I guess even when you have, hello Aria, when you eat a hot pepper, you get that little buzz, like a little brain high, and I'm experiencing that with this toothpick, and I 100% get that same little brain buzz in the morning after I've brushed my teeth.
And he is 100% going to start smoking again. Yes. You heard it here first on Talking Heat. Turk is ready to get back into nicotine thanks to Chili Mouth.
Who needs to do that when I have Chili Mouth? Who needs to do that? I've been using Chili Mouth for months now, so like it's not.
And every day you've been thinking about smoking a cigarette. Now I'm just
Damn, I can hit one of them.
a gateway.
Just remember them Camel Crushes.
Yeah.
Remember them
Toothpaste.
Camel Crushes.
Yeah,
Not even once.
yeah.
All right, well, Douglas, are you ready to brush your mouth?
Brush your
ready.
teeth in front of
So ready.
tens and tens of viewers.
Oh, it's more than that. I see the numbers. It's more than that. Don't sell yourself short.
And for those that aren't watching on video, and maybe
Yo,
yeah,
Hannah went
maybe
and
it's
listen
ASMR.
on-
It's ASMR. I'll get close to the mic and.
I
It's
was gonna move
ASMR.
the mic. I was gonna
We
move the
can
mic
do,
away out of respect.
I was gonna
this is
say
now-
we can do a real experience for those on Apple Podcast or
On Spotify. It's now on
Spotify.
Spotify and Apple iTunes, people. This is now an ASMR video.
Hannah bought me brand new toothbrushes for this. So, because I was ready to use mine, she's like, "You want to put a power toothbrush in your crippled hands and your crippled mouth in front of your computer?" I was like, "I don't. Thank you. Let's go buy some regular toothbrushes."
I just brought
got
out
the
one of
standard.
my. I just brought out one of my heads here.
That's not how
Well-
those heads are supposed to work, but okay.
Well, no
wonder
shit,
you get-
Sherlock.
No wonder you get cavities all the time. You over here using a
I haven't had a cavity in over like
Well,
6
you know what, then,
years.
Rainer,
Thank
you're
you.
a magic worker because he doesn't even believe in dentists, and now you've cured him of his phobia and his conspiracy theories.
I am actually. While you get all ready, I am very excited. I have my yearly my 6-month dentist
talk.
appointment next week, and I'm very excited to see what Dr. Charles Kim says about Chili Mouth because since the last time I've seen him, I've strictly only used Chili Mouth. So I'm interested to see if I pass all the tests because I have a major fear of the dentist.
Yeah.
It is my number one fear. I absolutely hate it. But I finally found a dentist that I like. So Dr. Charles Kim, shout out.
Thanks, Dr. Charles. Yeah, fingers crossed you don't have any cavities. Let me know what he says.
Even if I do, I'm not going to tell anybody. Don't worry. But as we talked about earlier, it is a lifestyle, and I'm fat as fuck and eat so much candy. So
Chili Mouth, it took 10 points off my cholesterol.
I'm gonna have to swallow this. I don't have a bucket.
If you swallow, I'm throwing up. If you swallow, I'm throwing up. You fucking nasty bastard. Jesus Christ.
Water mouth. This is great. So tell me what you're feeling, because I already feel the sting. I love it. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah,
I
hot,
breathe
hot.
in.
Yeah,
I
when
breathe in.
it's like, ooh,
I love that
hurts.
feeling. It's cool. It's
Uh-huh.
things. Oh, that's slimy. Has anyone done this for you yet, Renner?
Oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt my nose. Oh.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of people to brush their teeth on video at this point, you know. And I've had to do it too, like creating content, and it's hard to talk and brush. You know, you get the drip and everything. Yeah.
Oh, God.
What's the matter, bud?
Yeah, be careful breathing in because you can get some water
Thanks,
lodged.
Rainer. Where the fuck were you a minute ago?
Yeah, I just love how fresh and cool your mouth feels. And then you give it, well, it starts in the middle of your brushing. Then you give it a minute. And those ghost pepper flakes or extract kind of just comes creeping up just a little bit. And you're left with it literally, I think it makes me feel better after I finish brushing with
Cool.
this.
Yeah,
That's just
Yeah.
refreshing. I'm awake.
you're right.
And now I'm salivating. You're right. Everything you said, Rainer, you ain't wrong. You get high on your own product. Okay, my man, I see you.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than this feeling right now after you've brushed, where you just you breathe in that like cool breath goes down your throat, clears out your mouth. It's absolutely amazing. I love it.
Nice. music to my ears.
I think
Yeah.
I
I am-
try that in the morning. That might go on my regular toothbrush tomorrow.
It should, because
My
it's
lips
good.
is on fire right now. My lips
you get
tingling.
you get
I
used
can
to the
see it.
tingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting a little red. They're getting a little
Yeah.
Ooh.
Your lower lips curling in too. You get
Yeah.
a little bit more than normal. You get used to it.
Yeah. There's like a third feature benefit to capsaicin is plumper lips. Yeah.
Who needs
Kardashians eat
lipstick?
your heart out.
Who needs lipstick when you've got capsaicin?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I have a kind of oddball question. Is it because you wanted to specifically target a segment of people? Was it just from your own kind of having a science background? What made you want to do free from artificial flavors, sulfates, all that kind of stuff, parabens? Was that, hey, I want to be in a Whole Foods, or was that like this is just a lifestyle kind of that I am into?
Yeah, I mean, so doing research on those ingredients, SLS, the reason that's a detergent, basically. The reason why Colgate, Crest, other brands put that in is you get it becomes very foamy. That a lot of foam, frothiness that comes with that, but it dries out your mouth. And we talked about that. And so, like, going down this list, it was just learning about the reason why they're in toothpaste and understanding that, like, okay, you can get foam through other more natural ingredients. So let's get rid of that. And it was just like really being thoughtful about what we put in it. And so, yes. And also I do think that like today's consumer is a lot more conscious of what they put in and on their body, whether it's, aluminum free deodorant and things like that. And so, I think that's the right direction for all of us to be heading. So, that's again, like, I'm not someone who I love tree huggers. I wouldn't really like consider myself one. I'm kind of in the middle of the spectrum. And so, I'm not like, again, conspiracy theory against fluoride. It's just these things didn't need to be in the toothpaste, the free from the BS, the bad stuff, as we say. So, yeah.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I think it's time for hot takes,
Hit 'em
Let's
with
do it.
which I didn't prepare our last guest for, but I kind of prepared you for. So I'm going to ask you 8 questions all in a row. Whatever comes to your head first.
Okay, I'm nervous. I'm a slow thinker, but let's
all right.
go.
They're not, well, they're not meant to be hard. They're just to learn more about you.
Okay.
Very random. All right. Favorite movie as a kid?
Goonies. I think we talked about that.
We did,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Favorite sport?
Baseball.
Weird talent that
Well,
you have. Oh,
Okay. No, let's keep
back
going.
to sport. What's the sport? Well, I want to know. I want to get inside the mind
Well,
of
it's
the
like
trainer.
surfing. Surfing is my favorite sport to do today. I played baseball in high school, and I watch baseball from time to time. Thanks.
Gotcha.
Okay.
all right. Weird talent.
Man, I'm boring.
Got that
I don't
big
know.
Hey,
I
if you
have
can
one.
surf, that's hard. I'll give you that.
That's a talent. Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite place you've ever visited?
Spain, Valencia, Spain.
Did you
Nice.
run with the Bulls?
I did not. Yeah.
If you
Next.
could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. I think it'd be fun to fly.
That's
There you
good.
go.
That's good. That's good.
Favorite restaurant?
My dad's got a Jamaican restaurant. Honestly, like, not just saying it, but bomb food. Yeah.
Where at? Is that
In
Virginia
Virginia.
Beach or no? Austin?
Yeah. It's in Virginia Beach. De Grill Jamaica, like curry goat, beef patties, curry chicken, a lot of
stuff.
bomb food. Yeah.
All right.
The men,
Now I'm hungry.
the menu for our wedding is a Jamaican chef, so I'm excited.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
But I'll be making a trip to Virginia Beach, so now I'll make that on the list. Continue with the hot takes. I'm sorry.
Xbox or PlayStation? Or do you not
Xbox.
game? Okay.
I don't
And-
game, but I have fond memories of Halo.
Nice.
And your favorite season?
Fall.
Oh,
Nice.
same.
Yeah.
Now
Me
I got
too.
one for you. Pumpkin spice or apple cider?
Apple cider.
My
Right.
man.
Good answer. Good answer. There's a reason why I like you.
Yeah, those are fun questions. Yeah, for sure.
All right, and
good
I think
stuff.
just to top it off, Slug, I think you should ask your favorite question.
Oh
Rare.
gosh.
Who's gonna win in a fight, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Motherfucker. We have something good going. First you make this crazy ass chili toothpaste, now you're gonna go. You're clearly crazy. This guy clearly not in the right state of mind.
I mean, what does Superman have going for him? He's super
Everything.
strong. Right?
He's got what? What? You know what?
Oh,
It's
no,
been
oh, no.
a great time communicating. This has been talking.
No, this is not
What?
a comic book podcast, but we
Yeah,
will
it's
have an offline conversation
Yeah.
where Slugless gives you his whole dissertation on why Superman wins and Batman loses. I guess. Because
I mean, Superman's got some like random stuff, like he can see through walls, right? X-ray vision.
I wouldn't call him random, but yeah. He's got- all right, Mark, you continue, Hot Sauce Guy. We'll get into this later.
laser
Um,
eyes.
Yeah,
I
see
don't know.
vision, yeah, supercomputer brain, whatever.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else? I always kind of like to ask what's next before we.
Yeah, that's
Let
what I
him-
kind of want to know. I want to know what's next. I want to know if you got anything cool on the horizon. I want to know if you got anything going on in the day to day with the company. What's up?
Yeah, we doing like
Yeah,
chili
correct.
mouth mints or something.
Yeah. New products. So I think the new product that's most exciting coming up right now is the spicy toothpick. That's going to be super cool. And we're finally going to be getting into a big retailer soon. So more details to come on that. But toothpaste and toothpicks are a grind. It's more about volume than it is, selling onesies, twosies. So that's super exciting. Yeah, and then listening to the customers, you guys have given good feedback, and our customers have given good feedback on what they want to see next. And hopefully, we get to a place where we can do some runs of some ideas that have come up from customers, like spicier versions or things like that, or mouthwash and floss and toothbrushes. But again, like whatever we do, we want to make it different. So I'm sure our mouthwash would have a spicy kick to it, or a toothbrush could be 3-sided or something like that. So to really
Spikes on it.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
spikes on it.
to get the molars really good. I don't know, just ideas like that. So more to come. And again, thank you all. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you all for supporting Chili, pushing Chili. I give you all as much credit as me kind of working behind the scenes. So thanks.
Well, you make a good product, and we appreciate your time. Before we wrap, why don't you tell everyone where you can find your products, besides the secret
Yeah.
retailer we're not allowed to talk about?
Yeah, we'll more to come hopefully within the next couple months on that. But for now, chillimouth.com and Amazon. If you like Amazon, they take their cut, but hey, you get it in 2 days, and I get it. It's easy. It's convenient. People like to shop there. But chillimouth.com is go there first.
I like that.
Definitely. ChiliMouth.com.
Yeah.
And then you have social media, Instagram, all that kind of stuff as well. It's all Chili Mouth.
Yeah, Chili Mouth on IG, and then I got to figure out what's going on with Chili Mouth on TikTok, but we're Chili Toothpaste there.
Gotcha. I gotcha. If someone's holding your username down, just let them. I'll go get them. I'll take them out. That's
Okay.
that's my. I got you.
it looks like this nice young lady. I haven't reached out to her yet.
Oh, okay.
I guess she's got a chilly mouth. I don't know.
That could
Oh,
be
we'll
a
have a
very
nice
unique
conversation.
conversation. Yeah, that could be a fun conversation.
Cool, guys.
Well,
Thank
sir,
you so much.
yeah, we really appreciate your time, and it was great to get to know you some more and learn about kind of who you are and how you got to where you're at. And well, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So very much appreciate your time, and I know we'll talk soon.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Talking Heat. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. For more information, visit talkingheat.com.